This with some new Fox polls showing a lot of voters aren't looking forward to a possible Biden-Trump rematch. With respect to the Republican Party, whether President Trump runs or not, former President Trump, there's still Trumpism in the room. And the only one who seems like they can carry that mantle right now, or that baton, would be maybe Governor Ron DeSantis. What are you seeing, Sarah?
Yeah, I think Trump in a lot of ways shifted the center of the Republican Party. And I don't know that Governor Sununu really represents where the energy in the Republican Party is right now. That's why DeSantis is so popular, right? Sununu represents sort of the old guard of the Republican Party, the pro-business, the very middle of the road kind of Republican that's helped him be successful in a pretty blue state like New Hampshire. But broadly speaking, throughout the country, DeSantis has shown a way to sort of wage those culture war fights in education, on immigration, on a lot of these issues that Republicans really care about, in a way that is still not nearly as divisive as Donald Trump. He was able to have hundreds of thousands of Democrats who did not support him the first time around come around to his side with his landslide election in 2022.
This Fox News segment was kicked off with possible speculation of New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu's possible 2024 presidential run. And it was followed by a poll showing that 58% of registered voters are not glad to see Trump running for president again. In fact, the poll showed they're not happy to see either Trump or Biden run against each other for another round. So Mediaite reported that the Fox News poll also showed 64% of registered voters do not want President Joe Biden to run again. The poll was conducted between December 9th and 12th and carries a 3% margin of error. So CNBC conducted a similar poll when asked about whether Biden or Trump should run for president again. So from the CNBC poll, the survey found 61% of the people think Trump should not seek the presidency, compared with 30% who believe he should. And 70% say Biden should not run for a second term, with only 19% supporting a run. Worse for Trump is that it looks like DeSantis has now taken a lead over him with Republican voters who seem to prefer the Florida governor over Trump. The Hill reported that the USA Today Suffolk University poll found that 56% of Republicans and Republican leading voters prefer DeSantis, while only 33% would support Trump. More than 60% said they want a nominee who will continue Trump's policies, but who is not Trump, while 31% want the former president to run. The poll also found Trump's favorability rating among Republicans dropping from 75% in October to 64% in December. His unfavorable rating has also risen from 18% to 23% in that time. Pollsters found President Biden leading a hypothetical head-to-head matchup with Trump, 47 to 40%. DeSantis led Biden in the poll by about 4 points, 47 to 43. This is not necessarily good news to me. I think that DeSantis would be worse than Trump, but I think that the Biden administration and the Democratic Party really needs to sit down and have a hard look at 2024, because the Democratic voters don't want him to run again. And if they actually care about protecting America from fascism, like they say they do, then they need to run somebody other than Joe Biden. Jackson, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think that we're in an interesting spot. Fox, they put out another just kind of chart that showed potential, campaigns in the 2024 election for both Republicans and Democrats. And Pete Buttigieg, Kamala Harris were named, but they're already in the Biden administration. I don't see that ticking. Elizabeth Warren was named, but we would kind of have heard whispers of that already. Klobuchar, no, she doesn't have the juice for it. Bernie, he's not running again. So pretty much we're in a situation where there's really no other viable candidates, at least that have really said, hey, I'm running. And until that happens, it's gonna be Joe Biden. And that's just the reality of it. So if we're gonna get somebody else, they gotta show themselves pretty much last month. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to get out here. And the thing about Donald Trump is that, the polls say that now, but Ron DeSantis has to really look strong against Donald Trump. And when they really start going head to head, if he doesn't really clobber this guy, if he doesn't really throw haymakers, then Donald Trump is still gonna maintain a large enough percentage of the party that won't go to DeSantis. So the Republican Party is very divided. Even if DeSantis wins the Republican primary, we're still gonna be looking at a situation where the party's like, within itself. So I think it's going to be a pretty standard election with Joe Biden being the 2024 president. He's probably going to win because unless the Republican Party can fully unite behind somebody, then most of the attention is going to be in 2028. That's where we're going to see a lot more people stepping out. That's what I think, at least.
I'm going to disagree with you on one point, because you said Amy Klobuchar doesn't have the juice, but I think that she's going to come in with the metal chair and Klob stomp the competition. Also,
she's going to come in with the crucifix.
The snow woman.
Right, exactly.
Also, they need to take a hard look at Jeb Bush. Please clap. I think that. Yeah. I just want to see him lose again, honestly.
I don't even remember who else the Republican chart had listed other than Ron DeSantis. Oh, there was Tim Scott, but Republicans ain't about to vote for no black man. And Tim Scott has no charisma or personality, and he black, so no. And then the other people I don't even remember, so no to them as well.
Yeah, that Fox News segment started with them talking about Governor Sununu, but that's a joke. I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. You need to you need to be able to roll with Trump's punches, because he's gonna, once it becomes time for the debates, he's gonna be rolling out his nicknames. And I'm sorry, Chris Sununu, you've already got a tough name. Trump's gonna annihilate you.
It's too easy, and it's gonna be funny. And that's the thing. It's like the polls say that now, but when they really got to go up against this guy, our primal instincts will take over. And that's the sad, yet maybe possibly fortunate reality of human beings. We're easy to understand, but man, we can really get caught up in being stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. And no one is better at that than Trump.